I told you guys I had a surprise for you today. And here it comes.
Here, come over here so you can see it.
So yeah, I did a thing. So here she is in all her majesty and glory, a 2013 John Deere 1760 narrow transport 8-row planter. This thing is pretty well as simple as it gets. It is 8 rows, either all on or all off, mechanical transmission, and mechanical drive piston pump for the liquid fertilizer. Although this is a not quite 1-year-old John Blue pump, so that's kind of nice. On top of all that, cable drives to the row units, screw down trash whippers. It does have the airbag downforce, so that's kind of nice. I do like that. Other than that, though, this is just about as simple as it gets for a planter. I mean, heck, even unfolding the thing, you push this into the closed position, unlatch the wings, fold it out and drop a pin in, and then you pull this back out to use markers. And now I know, an 8-row, that's the big surprise. Whoa. Well, for me, it's kind of a big deal because I haven't ran a planter in a decade. For the last 10 years, we have gotten by just fine, just using our air seeder. We put our Milo on 15s, our soybeans on 15s, and everything else on 7.5s. Now, if we did decide to do corn, I had a guy. Unfortunately, this year, things got a little bit complicated. We have found ourselves between a rock and a hard place. Starts off with the fact that our crop rotation is a little bit out of balance right now. And that's partially my fault. I got a piece of ground that is gotten itself kind of out of sync with the rest of everything of Dad's. So we don't have a whole lot of multi-species cover crop coming up for next year, which is kind of my thing. We're gonna be way heavy on what would be probably the Milo ground or corn ground. And to get some more cover crop that we can graze a little bit later in the spring, we're gonna do some corn so we can follow it with triticale. Now I could try to plant something in the Milo, but I haven't had a whole lot of luck with that yet. That's a whole nother video for another time. So we need to plant corn, right? Well, if I don't have a planter, hire somebody. Well, I would, and we have. However, he's not having a great spring. He's got a different tractor that has got so many electrical problems in it. He needs a whole fleet of electricians to try to figure out what's going on with that thing. He's not having a good time, and he doesn't need any more work on his plate. So I told him, don't worry about it. I'll figure something else out. Plus, I'm wanting to do a big test plot. If he's already gonna be running behind, he doesn't need to be messing with that. It's gonna be a whole nother video too. He's not the only guy that's out there doing custom planting, is he? No, he's not. But the only other 2 reputable guys that I know both run 24-row planters, which in our terraces don't work great. And also we have 2 fields where that quite literally will not fit. So I need corn. I don't have anybody to plant corn. You see the dilemma. Ergo, I bought a planter. Now I bought this planter knowing that it wasn't anything fancy. I do not have the budget for fancy. What I do have the budget for is good bones that I can work on at a later date. And that's what I've got here. This thing needs a fair bit of work before we go out and plant. Again, I knew that going in, which is why I need to get this thing rebuilt in about a week. So I really hope all the new stuff arrives very quickly. It needs new opening discs. These things are shot, just absolutely beyond ruined. And I've got some prescription tillage ones on their way. These closing wheels, absolutely despise these Deere smooth wheels. I don't like them, especially in our high residue no-till conditions. Gonna be getting the Yetter Twister cast insert for these. So this rubber thing will pop out, put that cast piece in, bolt them right back on. I also despise these wide-wheeled, solid-walled gauge wheels. I'm going to be putting these on. Now, you might recognize these. Took these off of our air seeder when we upgraded to the Ryan NT wheels. I would actually prefer to put Ryan NT wheels on there, but we don't have budget for Ryan NT wheels. These still have some life left in them, so we're going with these. I am also going to be installing these Keaton seed firmers with liquid in-furrow option. This thing uses front row coulters for your liquid fertilizer. And I'm not a fan of these, and neither was the previous owner. Said these had a really bad habit of splashing fertilizer on the ground and then it getting everywhere. You can see the different rust spots and everything all over these trash whippers. And if your fertilizer is getting on your trash whippers, that means it's not going in the ground where it belongs. So that is getting rerouted to in-furrow. And that is everything that I'm planning on doing before this season starts off, which, to be fair, that's plenty of stuff to do, especially this close to corn planting season, which it is what it is. I got work to do. Now, I did look at possibly putting on the mechanical half-width disconnect that you used to be able to get with these things. However, one, it's obsolete technology. Two, it's $4,000. And three, John Deere no longer makes a switch box, so they were gonna have to custom build me a switch box for it, which just seems like a waste of time and money for everybody involved. So we're just gonna run it straight 8-row this year. It'll be what it is with a little bit of overlap. Hopefully next year I can take this thing in a little more precision direction, whether that be with precision planting or John Deere retrofit or going with like yield technology service. They find older like hydraulic drive stuff and check them, fix them, and all that kind of stuff. And maybe I'll go that route. I'm not quite sure yet. I even looked into the Graham electric planter drive, which I thought was going to be just the ticket, until I talked to some folks who had that system. Important word there, had. I'm not going to say anything else on that because I don't want to get sued. At the moment, I'm kind of leaning more towards the secondhand hydraulic drive stuff for it, just because I'm not wanting to put a whole pile of money into this thing for no more than it's going to do for us. I mean, I'm not planting 1,500 acres of corn with it. I'm doing this year the most that we've ever done, and most likely the most we ever will do, 350. I don't need it to be super fancy. I just want some better control over some of the variables. The last thing that'll get upgraded will probably be this John Blue pump, just unless it breaks. Because, again, 8 rows, and I'm only going to be running like 2 gallons to the acre, something like that. Don't need a whole lot down in there, just enough to get some energy on that seed. I got a whole nother video gonna explain that a little better, but yeah, that's a solid pump. Good stuff. So, all right, go away. I got work to do. Thanks for stopping by.